Welcome to the live replay, you guys. Today is July 29th, and we're going to continue on in Janelle's bullet journal. We didn't get very far on July yesterday, so we're going to keep working on that today, and I'm just going to pull up everything that I need to do that. All right. I feel like I want to change this weekly spread somehow. I don't hate it in March, but that's the one that we're due to use in July, and I'm just not really feeling it. But I know, like, this is how it was on the picture that we drew inspiration from, but it was different, you know, because it was like they had more doodles over here and like other sections and stuff. Like, they didn't need just one section, they had a few little ones. So I'm trying to think of how we could better do this design for having only one section. Or maybe I should just look and see if I can find a different weekly spread to sub for the March's one, because I don't know, I'm just not crazy about it. Give me a second with some Pinterest, and we'll see what we can do. Bullet journal, weekly spreads. Okay, well, I can show you guys what I'm looking at, because otherwise this will be boring for you. Okay, I'm just looking for a different weekly spread to use instead of March's, because I wasn't crazy about that one. I think it worked, but I would rather try something different. We have been cycling through, so I'm not gonna change all of them, but I just want to find a substitution that's still like similar, but a little different. Okay, our theme is that little beach doodles. I'm wondering if I could do a similar thing, but I thought about doing like 6 boxes, but then have we been combining the weekend at all so far in here? Oh yeah, I guess, oh no, we separated it here, but then there was no note section, so it would be the same as that if we did that. Okay, so let's not do that. See what else I can find that would work well with either having no bonus boxes or one bonus box to be left just open. It wouldn't look anything like this. I feel like I shouldn't even entertain that one, because it wouldn't look anything like that with the different boxes that we need. But how are you guys? Okay, good afternoon, you guys. Sorry, I just kind of jumped in and then realized that I wanted to look for other ideas for July. So we're gonna work on July's weekly spreads. We made these monthly pages yesterday. But for the weekly spreads, we're due to return to March's layout, which I just wasn't a huge fan of. I don't know, like the way we displayed the dates, the spacing here, like this is what we saw in our inspiration picture, but like it always looks so much different in real life because we have different sections, different doodles, whatever. So I was just gonna quickly look for some weekly layout that could replace this, but it's hard honestly finding ones that fit with like what we're looking for, like either no bonus boxes or just one bonus box. So anyways, right now that's what I'm doing, is just kind of looking for some alternative weekly spreads that we could do. I mean, I guess we could do this, but I feel like it wouldn't work very well for our beach theme. So I will keep looking. Okay, this is cute. I need to pin this. We're not going to use it right now, but I do like it. And how are you guys doing? Sorry, for those of you who are new-ish, I can't really see comments very well when I'm on my iPad because usually I have my iPad sitting in front of me to show the comments. Otherwise, they're like on the phone up above me. So I'm not seeing your comments at the moment. I'm just browsing, but I will catch up with them once I have found something satisfactory. Would something like this work? Okay, what I would think with this one, because we want all 7 days to be separate, and then we possibly want an open box for like memories or something like that. This might have a little bit too much open space, but so title up at the top. I hate when Pinterest does the zoom in thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days like that. And then we have a whole side of the page for that week's just like bonus spot, which would have doodles and a bonus spot. I like that. I feel like it might be a little bit more space than we would need, but I think it'll look okay. Let me just browse for one more second. See if I find any better options for what we're looking for space-wise. But I feel like that might be our best bet. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. Let's go. Now let me catch up with your comments. Hey, you guys. Oh, Stevie, hey, nailed it. I don't always go live in the afternoons, but I've been doing it a couple times a week lately now that my dear baby has finally started sleeping more than 25 minutes in the afternoon. Okay, so I think let's try that weekly spread. Paige, how are you? I feel like I didn't see you all evening last night and it felt weird. Like you're one person that I expect to see at least for a few minutes every day. But how are you? How was your weekend? Your content has been popping up on my For You page all the time now that I followed you back. And I liked your taco bake recipe. Okay, let me see here. So we're gonna do the title up here. Since we're giving the title its own space, we're gonna have to do it bigger than what we did over here, but I feel like that's fine. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. And then a section over here for doodles, memories, that kind of stuff. Let me just split up the page so that we've got our spacing right. Oh, no worries. No worries that you weren't there. I definitely noticed. Okay, so are you hosting a bunch of family this week or what? I know, and Stevie was here last night. And I was like, where's Paige? let's see, did I do enough weeklies? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I need 4, right? Let me double check what we ended on for June. Yeah, the 5th. So 1, 2, 3, 4 will get me there. Wow, full house. Okay. Nice. Yeah, we've always lived, until now, we've always lived in like quite small places, like just housing that kind of came with my husband's job sort of situation. And now that we actually have our own house, we're set to host his like whole family basically in August, which is going to be our first time. Because like my parents would come visit plenty even when we lived in our smaller houses, but it was like we had one guest room and no extra bathroom kind of situation. So we made it work, but it wasn't like super comfortable. But now we're going to be having like way more people than that. So we've got more space, but it's still going to be tight. The black pen I was using, this is what I just was using. The body of it's black, but it's my light gray marker, N89. I just use it to mark in my spacing with light gray dots. That's what I was just doing. No problem. Oh no, guest room. Oh no. No, Jess, they are not only sold individually, they are sold in packs. I've never gotten a pack. But they do sell them in packs. I feel like Stationery Pal has packs, but maybe not. I know definitely on their website they have packs. Oh yeah, picking colors. Okay, well if you have, yeah, specific colors that you're looking for recommendations, I definitely have my go-tos with Tombow that I can share with you. But yeah, I've never committed to like a full pack because I feel like I'm the opposite. I'm like, if there's even one marker in that pack that I'm not going to use, I'm not buying it because Tombows are so expensive. I want to like actually, you know that I'm going to use every one. Okay. Let's do pink here and here. And yeah, the markers that I am using are Tombows right now. AJM. I was just using Tombow 991, now I'm using 772. And 772 is not the pink that we've been using for this theme, but they're very close, and the other pink that I was using only has a finer tip, which isn't really what I want for this exact moment, so we're just gonna mix and match for these pages. Oh yes, Rachel, I'll show you in a sec. Now, the trouble for these pages is gonna be that our blue was really dying on us by the end of last night. So let me see if it's even worth trying to do. Okay, it's looking okay. But now I'm not sure what to do because the blue looks like it's charged up and ready to go for another day. But then I don't know if I'm gonna use it for lines or save it for like the towels and the doodles, you know? Like if I should just use it for lines for the day of the week. This was Madison was here yesterday and she was asking how I would write this name, her daughter's name, in like cheater calligraphy so that she could practice doing it. So that's what we did. And then Sabrina asked for her name as well. That's what we've got here. So I actually don't know Georgia personally, but that's what it was. Hey Alexia, I do remember you. Okay, I did not understand what you were saying. There was just so much slang in there. I was like, I don't know what you mean, but it doesn't sound nice. So yeah, but hey, as long as you're being nice, keeping the peace, You're more than welcome here, Alexia. Sorry if it was a misunderstanding on our end. Myself and the moderators were all a bit confused by that interaction. You know, the only markers I have that would do a similar color to this are also dying. Let me show you what we did on here yesterday. Rachel, so we did, okay, well, a bit confused, but yeah, like I said, Alexia, you're more than welcome to stay as long as we're all being chill and kind. So this is what we did yesterday. July, we had the prompt was summer vacation. So we took a poll on how we wanted to interpret that. We were thinking we could do like travel doodles. We could do like, you know, more like oceanish, like crab or sandcastle or whatever. And we had some other ideas too, but this is the one that won. That's what's important. So we did this little like kind of flat lay of a little scene at the beach. And then Janelle changed her idea from family worship page to favorite moments page now that she's been using her journal more often. So that's what we set up here, is a favorite moments page just with spots to write some memories from the month. So that is where we left off this month. And yeah, I feel like we did not make very much progress yesterday. I was so surprised when you guys were like, actually, we've been on for 2 hours, not just 1 hour, because all we had done was finish those 4 pages. But that just means we have some work to do today. Just kidding. Not that we're on a time crunch, but it's always just the faster I can finish this journal, the faster I can open up the slot that so many people are waiting for. So I don't want to linger. The hat was cute. I like the hat. Thank you. I feel like these colors are such a great fit for Janelle. Totally up her alley as far as like soft, kind of pastels, muted with like the tan in there. She loves neutrals too. So I think we nailed the color palette for this one. Oh, Casey, Paige, thanks for joining for a little bit. I hope that the hosting goes well. Nothing really was wrong with it, Rebecca. I just didn't really love it that much. Yeah, let's do that. Caitlin, I just got on probably 15 minutes ago, maybe 20, but I haven't been on long today. You didn't miss much. Cass, this ink does not transfer or smear, and I wish I could tell you what kind of ink it is. I'm sure that it's not water-based, but it's just like a freebie ink palette that I got from No Issue when I ordered some custom packaging from them, and it works amazingly well. But I don't even know what kind of ink it is. I would guess like archival ink or something like that, but yeah, it never smears. The one thing that it does do though is if I stamp, so the reason I always do my marker line first and then stamp is not because the marker will smear it, but if I color with marker on the other side of the page where I've just stamped, you can see the letters through. It's so bizarre. It's only, yeah, when you color on the other side of the page from the ink, then those, like whatever you stamped in ink kind of shows through. But it works really well. This journal is, yes, just about halfway done because we're halfway done the months and then we still have the yearly spreads to go. And same with the pre-made journal. Well, I'm more than halfway done the months, but I still have the yearly spreads left to do. And I always find that to be the hardest part, whether it's a custom journal or my own journal or a pre-made journal like this. Like, choosing a theme for the yearly spreads is always so challenging for me for some reason. I feel like because I'm always trying to like ride that perfect line between still like having a theme, but having it be like, you know, not a super specific theme, if that makes sense. You know, I'm not going to do like obviously a beach theme for my yearly spreads, but I still want it to have some kind of theme. So I haven't even started trying to decide the yearly theme for the pre-made bullet journal, because I'm just gonna let my Instagram stories decide that, so that I don't need to try to figure it out. I'm doing well, Brittany. How are you? For myself, yearly themes that I've done in the past, I did, still my most popular YouTube video was my paint roller yearly theme. And I loved that one. I mean, it was my first ever time doing actual yearly spreads in a bullet journal. So looking at it now, it's like, okay, that was a little rough in some ways, but like the theme idea, I really love. But since then, I feel like I haven't actually had a yearly layout that I really loved, like a yearly theme that I really loved. I kind of redid the paint roller theme with like a terrazzo sort of. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that word right, by the way. It's one of those things that I've seen spelled a million times, but I've never said it out loud. I did one of those and I liked that. It was fine. I liked the color palette that I used, but still that one paint roller theme that I did for like 2021, I just don't know if I'll ever beat it. Yes, Stevie, with this method, yes, every month there's some overlap. I've always done it like this because when I had my 160 page journals, these are 192, but when I started, I was using 160 page journals. And so in order to have any yearly spreads at all, I had to have only 52 weekly spreads, not like, 56 or however many you end up needing to add. And then I just realized how much more practical it is to just do it like that anyways, because you're adding a whole, in a custom journal, I can't just add like a single page spread for half a week at the end of the month, because then I can't start the next monthly pages here anyway. So it always add a double spread anyways. Yes, I always do it so that I just finish out a week and then some of the next month overlaps. Like here we went up to the 5th because this week started on June 29th, ended on July 5th. So we're starting July here on the 6th, 7th. Oh yeah, I've definitely seen the Pac-Man year in pixels idea before. All right, now that we've got our days in place, I'm gonna take a sip of my tea, cold tea. And then, so we need to do the heading for July up here. And then this area here is going to be kind of her bonus area for writing down quote, highlight, something like that for the week. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do here for Black Deer. Intentionally cold tea, I should say, but yes, I wouldn't be able to drink it warm if I tried. Okay, trying to decide if I want to just do, just July in like big calligraphy up here, and then save the doodles for over here with the little open box for this month or this week's moments, whatever she wants to put over there. Or if I should do smaller July with doodles up here and then have this basically just be an open column. Like we would put a towel or something over here. But I'm just trying to decide, you know, okay, maybe let's just do a poll. Could we do a 2-option poll just for a minute where option 1 will be big title for July, no doodles over here, and then over here would be more doodly. So like a towel that she can write something on for the week and then a few other doodles around it. So that would be option 1. Only July, no doodles. Doodles and a towel. You know, Black Deer, I don't know if anyone else is in because Paige was here and then she left. Caitlin is here. Oh, someone did it. Thank you, whoever set one of those polls up. Okay, so that's option 1. Big calligraphy July up here, no doodles over here. We'll save them for here, do a towel for her to write something on, and then add some doodles around. Oh, 4 options? Okay, well just ignore the last 2, no problem. We're only gonna have 2 options for this poll, so anyone who votes 3 and 4 is getting booted. Just kidding, but only vote for 1 or 2. Option 2 then is to do the smaller font here for July with beachy doodles up here and then have no doodles over here. This would just more or less be a box for her memories. We'll try to make it look cute-ish, but so option 1, just July, no doodles, doodles and a box. Option 2, small July with doodles, plain box. Basically just deciding where the doodles go. Put that in the poll. Yeah, Stevie, I just talk too long. Sometimes 2 minutes is agonizingly long, especially if we're voting for multiple things. But, okay, option 1, cool. Okay, so I would love to do color changing calligraphy. But I don't know if this blue is gonna have it in it. How about we use blue for the U, because the U will be smallest, the smallest letter, and then no problem, Caitlin. It is annoying figuring out the polls and stuff. Okay, so we'll do color changing calligraphy, I think. Because otherwise I would want to do, if I wasn't doing color changing, I would want to do just blue, which doesn't have enough ink, or just tan, which is a chisel tip, and I cannot do calligraphy with a chisel tip. Brittany. So I think color changing is the best option. So let's just do that. We'll start with J. Oi, I almost dropped the marker on the page. I've got pink everywhere. J. J. All right, and then, or would L be a shorter letter for the, it's gonna be like barely a difference. So we'll see if our blue can hold up to do the U's here. Okay, it made it through that. And then I'll do, actually, because this marker is really annoying to do calligraphy in, I'm going to do the L and not the Y so that I don't need to worry as much about thickening up the right parts. And I'll save my nice yellow brush pen for the Y because that'll be much easier. Oh no, this one sounds like it's starting to fade too. Our numbers are growing sparse over here. Thank you, Chantel. Okay, sorry, I have seen some comments come in while I've been just like looking down. Yes, I make mistakes more often than I would like in these custom journal orders. And yeah, I basically just find the easiest way I can think of to fix it, which usually my first line of defense is white gel pen. If it's a small mistake, I love white gel pen for that. If it's a bit bigger, I try to either turn it into something different by like coloring over it in a different, into a different shape or something. Depends on the theme. And then if it's even worse than that, I will cover it up with something, either sticker, washi tape, craft paper, or I'll just cut journal paper out of my own journal. And okay, that's not really making a difference on this one. I'll cut journal paper out of my own journal and line up the dots and paste it over top to try to get the best cover up I can. Oh yes, and try not to panic. And usually I don't panic, although in May I definitely did panic a little. It worked, but that just was a really annoying mistake to have to fix. Okay, and since it sounds like some of you guys are new here, let me show you where we're at right now. Right now we're working on weekly spreads for July. So this is a custom bullet journal order for my client, Janelle. She has ordered many journals for me before, and she requested a summer vacation theme for July. She loves pastels, soft colors, very like muted tones. So this is what we came up with to represent summer vacation. And so far what we've done in July is title page, calendar page, her favorite moments spread, and then we're working on the weekly spreads. And yeah, every journal is totally different because it's just like fully custom to whatever that person orders, like themes, types of pages, colors, all that kind of stuff. Kay, yes, I have done student type planners before for custom orders. Because yeah, you get to, if you order a custom journal, you just get to choose whatever pages you want. So you just choose like student based pages. Yep. All right, I gotta let all of that white gel pen dry. Oh, thanks, Kaylee. Equally weird and random. I've gotten that comment before. Unexpectedly. So, I only sell one custom bullet journal at a time. So they aren't available in my shop right now because this is my current project. So once this one is done, which I anticipate being in about 2 weeks, I will be opening one more slot. And so, yeah, there's no listing for it up right now, But if you just follow along on my Instagram, I always give like an update of like exact date, time, whatever that the listing is going to be open, and then you can just try to snag it. It's just kind of first come, first serve. Okay, I hope that this white gel pen is dry. No, you know what, Stevie? Well, yeah, I used to do this as my like full-time thing back during COVID. But back then I didn't have any kids and I had nothing else to do with myself. So I was finishing like 2 of these a week. So no, it wasn't a bloodbath because I had like endless slots. Like I would just open like 8 slots at a time and then finish them all in a month. Like, but now that I've been doing it since having my 2 boys and only doing 1 a month, I just started doing that in March. And honestly, the first 2 orders, nobody bought. I just made journals aimlessly for no one, trying to, you know, get my audience back. And then someone bought it once it was like partially done. So there was really only been like 2 or 3 journal spot openings since then. And one of them, I wouldn't say bloodbath, but it sold in like 3 minutes. And the other one took like 4 days for someone to actually get it. But you know what? The thing is, like, you know, lots of people want a journal, you know, custom, fun, whatever, but they are very pricey. And they're pricey for a reason. It takes me a lot of time. I don't think that it's an unfair price, but it's not something that people always think of before, you know, like, yeah, I'll have many people throughout a month oftentimes send me like pictures of different pages they want and like tell me exactly what they want in their journal. And then as soon as I actually open the slot, I never hear from them again, even though I tried to kind of prep them for, yeah, the price. It is hundreds because it takes me a full month and I'm hand drawing 192 pages. So it's, yeah, I don't think that it's an unfair price. I do wish that I could make it more affordable, but just for how much time it takes me and, you know, what else I all have in my life that I probably should be giving that time to, it really wouldn't be wise for me to do that. So yes, it's always lots of people intending to go after it, but it often doesn't end up being like a total bloodbath. You know, usually there's actually like 1 or 2 people who are like, yes, you know, this is the right move for me. And they just kind of do it peacefully. So oh yeah, I know. And that's the thing, like, I am not like ashamed of the price. I don't think I'm pricing them poorly or anything like that, but I know that it's a shock. Like when I first discovered someone making custom journals before I started doing it during COVID, I was like, oh my goodness, these are so pretty. Like, could I ever make money doing that? Like, is she actually, you know, making money from it? So I went to her Etsy page expecting to see like $80 or something. And no, she was charging like $700 for a journal. And I was like, okay, that's how it works. Like, you know, but it's a shock when you're not like in that world of like custom art and you don't think about actually, okay, this many hours and all these like logistics and the skill that goes into it, you know? So I think it's a fair price, but I always feel like I have to explain because not everyone is like in the same world that I am, you know? And by the same world, I don't mean like I'm on a different level. I just mean I'm more aware of like the price of custom art because I'm having to think about it all the time. Yes, and that's the thing. That's why I'm launching my pre-made journal, which I may as well show just briefly because I haven't showed it in a little while. But so it's going to be like printed into a journal, just like this. It's not going to be a digital download, a printable file, nothing like that. It's going to be in an actual journal, but in black and white so that you can color it and use it as basically like a coloring book planner hybrid. So it's going to have 224 pages. I am drawing all of them by hand, as you can see by my endless Procreate files. And all of the themes have been chosen by you guys on Instagram. So January, you guys chose the Cozy Cottage theme. Left page of the calendar, right page of the calendar, little box for whatever you need it to be. Trackers, memories, you guys voted for all the different page types you wanted to see. Weekly spread, left page, right page. And so it's got all 12 months. February, you guys chose a bows theme. it is undated, so the months are in here, but the dates are not, so that you can use it for any year or whatever. Oh yeah, and months like March and like April, what I just showed, have like the light gray calligraphy, so you get to color that calligraphy for yourself. You don't need to actually like calligraphy it on, but you can just like treat this like coloring, outline it, color it with the colors that you want, you know. It's fun. May is this little pond theme you guys voted for. And man, now these flip throughs take so long now that I'm right at the end. June, you guys asked for seashells. July, you guys requested an ice cream truck theme. And I'm only showing like little snippets of it. Obviously there's like weekly spreads for every week and all that kind of stuff. August, you guys voted for an ocean theme. So yes, I know that fully custom journals are out of range for many people. And that's why my like, you know, my content isn't geared towards people who have a custom journal from me. Like my content is geared towards people who are trying to learn to bullet journal. So if you can't afford or don't want a custom journal, you can either buy an empty one and come learn from me. It's really not that hard, I promise. Or you can get a pre-made one like this, which is still hand-drawn. And lots of space for customization. Like every month there's an open page. You can choose what you want to do with it. Same with like boxes by the calendar. You can choose what you want to do with that. And same with every weekly spread has an open box for you to choose. So there's still a lot of room for like customization if you need a task list, a shopping list, a homework tracker, whatever. October, you guys chose a little cafe theme. So it's like you're journaling at a cafe. So yeah, I do try to have different options available for different situations. So yeah, this one is so close to being done. I'm still working on choosing like cover colors and designs and all that kind of stuff too with my manufacturers, but yeah, that's where we're at. Yes, they'll be printed into journals. Yeah, so Catherine, you don't need to print it. You just by the journal itself, and it'll be like a planner, you know? It's like a planner that you can color, and it's totally hand-drawn. 224 pages, bound like a bullet journal with the exact same like super thick paper, so you can just go crazy coloring it. There we go. So anyways, that is where that journal is at. I'm gonna do a little beachy doodle spread over here. Oh, yay, Jess. So yeah, that's the thing, is sometimes I'm honestly surprised that people even buy my custom journals, because like I feel like the people who are drawn to my content wouldn't necessarily be people who would want me to do their journal for them. You know, lots of people are drawn to my content because they want to learn how to do their own journals. So I'm glad that some people want me to do their journals for them, but I'm also glad like, yeah, people like Jess who come to learn how to journal, and then it actually makes it easier. Sherry, best way to learn hand lettering. So I did go through the whole lowercase alphabet on a live recently. Brittany, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna do the bow on this bag before I get too far. You guys, thank you. You catch me every time. Usually I look up too late to see that you've caught me, but at least this time I'll get it for most of the pages. But yeah, to learn hand lettering, I did walk through that a couple weeks ago. But I would say like the way that I learned hand lettering, I watched a couple videos probably. I don't remember anything specific, but just like talking about, you know, technique, thick downstrokes, thin upstrokes, whatever. And other than that, I just did a lot of copying and practicing, like going to Pinterest and copying like a certain quote or whatever, and just trying to take note of like the spacing of the letters or whatever. I do have a calligraphy workbook in my shop. I think it's about $4. You can check it out if you are interested. But yeah, calligraphy, I would say, is one of the more challenging things about bullet journaling. It's also completely unnecessary. You don't need to do calligraphy. But I feel like once you nail calligraphy, or just some nice fonts in general, like you can do very simple doodles, like, I don't know, these mangoes are just blobs with some white gel pen dots, but like you pair it with cool calligraphy and the whole thing looks just so fancy, you know? So I feel like calligraphy, yes, it takes a while to learn, but the payoff I feel like is so much bigger than just, you know, learning how to do a few cute doodles, because even messy doodles look really put together if you have a really nice looking font, you know? Oh, I should just be doing this bow right away too as I'm doing the bows on the bag. So full customs, Christine, are not available right now. I only do one at a time. So this is my current one, and in a couple of weeks, one more slot will open. If you want an empty journal, with like, you can choose to have just a custom name page for yourself. It won't have all the custom interior pages, but you can choose your charms. You can choose either some bullet journaling supplies as your freebie or a name page like these as your freebie. So these are always available in my shop. Well, I shouldn't say always. I've only got about 15 until I sell out. And no news on my next journals. They're still being held by customs, but that kind of journal you can just find in my shop. However, these full customs will not be back in stock for a couple of weeks. Oh no, this marker. I have another one of these on the way and it cannot come fast enough. So Christine, I don't have a line or anything. It's just first come, first serve. And the only action step you can take right now is just to follow me on Instagram, because I give updates on like when exactly it will be opening. And I mean like date, time, very specific, so that you can set your alarm and get ready to fight for it. But yes, that's really the only step that you can take right now to try to get a spot, because I don't do a wait list or anything. I just do first come, first serve. No problem, Christine. You know what, Hope, we were just talking about this. I haven't been doing this for very long. Since I took a big break, like a 3-year break. And before I was opening way more slots because I just had the availability. Now I've only been doing one a month, and it really hasn't been, you know, long that people have actually been watching along and wanting one. So there hasn't been a lot of competition for the past few. But yeah, this month has definitely had more viewers than usual. So this one might be more competitive than it has been in the past, but it's so hard for me to say. I don't know what that's gonna look like. Selena, I have my phone on, it's actually an iPad stand that goes all the way from the floor and then up with like an arm leaning over my table. I don't remember the brand or anything. I just got it for Christmas. But that's what it is. And Jessie, I'm pretty sure Janelle has ordered, I always guess 6, but I could be totally wrong. This is her second one this year that she's ordered from me. But I know I've done a handful of others for her before I took my break. Yes, I totally can, Jess. I can tell you all of them right now, but I guess you'll probably want to see swatches, so just give me one sec. Okay, this is a zebra mild liner from the, I forget what that pack was called, natural color pack or neutral color pack, something like that. I think it was released in like 2021 or 2022. And I'm not sure if you can buy it individually or just in the pack. It's kind of similar to Tombow 992, which I also really like, and I know that you can get that one individually if you want it. Mine is just dead as a doornail. Yes, Hope. I go live Monday through Thursday, either at this time of day or in the evenings. It just kind of depends on my boys and such. But again, I do try to give updates or a heads up on Instagram as much as I'm able to predict that. Okay, I'm not gonna do a bow on this one because I feel like it just looks so dumb when I try to draw on top of the brown, and it's okay if one bag doesn't have one. That's true, Brittany. I feel like we really I don't know, lucked out on the community here. So chill, so kind, genuine connections. I know so before I took my break for a few years, I was mostly YouTube, and honestly, I would just totally post in ghosts. I didn't really connect with audience, subscribers, anything like that at all. I just, kind of get in, get out as fast as you can. Don't really do anything above and beyond. And that worked, but I've been really enjoying actually having a connection point. I would have loved this during the pandemic when I was pumping out bullet journals. I don't know why I never thought of this, because it's been great. The occasional Harmon. Yeah. Harmon, he's a bit of a double agent though. He's also secretly promoting my journals and then coming and hating. Kaylee, yes, pretty much every day. Well, Monday to Thursday, which feels like every day, but I realize it's only half the week. Okay. So we did... Okay, and then let's do a pair of sunglasses and a pair of flip-flops. I'm just gonna keep these doodles kind of simple. I'm not gonna do tons of them. I'm just gonna make them all sort of the same. So sunglasses are gonna go up here. And, oh, I forgot the brim on that hat. That's funny. Oh, and Jess, I don't want to forget about my colors that we were just talking about. You said yellows and greens, hey? Okay, let me just draw the little sunglasses inners over here, and then I'll swatch some yellows and greens for you. Okay, so my favorite Tombow yellow has always and will always be 991. Other Tombow yellows that I have and that you might like, I'll write the numbers. Okay. So this is 991, definitely an orangey yellow, but it's nice and soft and I like that. 062, I never really use, it's just kind of brighter than what I normally go for, but it's kind of cool. 025, again, much brighter than what I normally do, so I don't get a lot of use out of it. And one that I used to love, I don't use it very much anymore, but it's definitely more of like an ochre, like it's not really that yellow, but I always would use this for fall themes, is 026. Those are the yellow, all the yellow Tombos that I have. Another favorite yellow of mine, oh, it's sold out on Stationery Pal. Okay, I know it's not sold out on Journal Say because I just ordered one this weekend. Another favorite yellow of mine is this super light mild liner from the same pack as this. The natural, neutral, whatever they said. And it also is in the same pack as this green, which I personally love. The only annoying thing about these is that they only come in chisel tip for the other side, not brush tip. So that is like probably my favorite yellow, but again, it's only no brush tip, just chisel tip, which is annoying. Okay, and then Tombow greens, I have lots. Let me find them. Green is one of my favorite colors to get from Tombow, as you can tell. But I'll swatch my crowd pleasers first, or like my favorite greens and what most of you guys vote for most things. You guys almost always, well, anytime it's in a vote, 192 is like the Tombow green that we use for everything. Lots of you guys like 312 as well. It's more of a sage. And my favorite Tombow green is 228. Kind of dusty. Let me number those for you. 192, 312, and 228. And then other Tombow greens that I have, but I don't use as much. I've got a really light one. This kind of light olivey one. Okay, this is one of the first ones I ever got, and I've never rebought it. I don't know why, it's nothing wrong with it, I just don't use it that often. Let me number these before I forget what number they are. 131076 158. And then some darker greens as well. And I don't think I've ever used these first two, but I do really like this last one here, especially for like Christmas doodles, like holly and stuff. I'll often use that darker one. Or like I like to pair this darker one with either 228 or 312 if it needs like a darker green paired with that. 3, 4, 6, and 2, 4, 9. Okay, these are all of my Tombow greens and yellows, and my favorites are 991. The ones that we use most on live are these. I'm pretty sure Journal Say has almost everything in stock because I just ordered like 30 Tombows from them this weekend, maybe more. I did a big restock. Oh, thank you. Okay, let's go here. For these remaining little doodles, I'm just gonna use pink. I'm not gonna do yellow doodles, I'm gonna do a yellow towel, just to keep our doodling simple. Although maybe I'll put a few of the little like shells and starfish just kind of over to the side. Yes, that's true, Melissa, they do. I don't like leaving my house, and I don't have a Michael's store near me, so I never do that. But that is a great idea for people who are not like me. I'm just kidding. I don't mind leaving my house for like social things, but shopping, ugh, I just don't like. And also it's just such a chore when you've got little kids to figure out what's gonna happen with them. Oh no, it closed. That is sad. Just gonna outline the starfish for now. The dollar store has mild liners? No, real ones? Or are they the milk liners? Because I know that those are all over the place. That's great, Stevie. Real ones. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Is that in the States though, Crystal? I forget where you're from. Because in Canada, I feel like that would be like too expensive for the dollar store. Although the dollar store is so steep. Used to be able to get anything for like $1, and now I go to get these cheap little squirt guns for my son, and they're like $4.50. Times have changed. Yes, MJR. Anyone can write like this. Absolutely. All right, let's do a little towel situation under here. Oh yes, I can show you a flip through. Just give me a sec. Okay, sure. I'll pause for a little flip through here. We started off, so this is a full 2026 journal. January, Ski Lodge. Did I miss any? Okay. These are the weeklies that we did for January. February, we did this little chocolate covered strawberries theme. And these are the weeklies that we chose for February. March, we did a sushi theme. And these, Liz, the pages at the beginning are empty because I'm going to do her yearly spreads last. But yes, her journal will start at the beginning. I don't like doing yearly spreads, so I leave them for the end and hope that I feel inspired by the rest of the journal. Okay, April, we have mangoes, which my current favorite theme. And this one uses our favorite yellow, 991, as well as two of my favorite greens that I mentioned. 192 is the light green and 228 is the dark green. So can't go wrong. And this is the weekly layout for April. May, we did a little Hawaiian turtle theme. And these are the weeklies for May. Michael's has a pack of 54. I don't even want to know how much that costs because Tombos are crazy. Like you can buy one Tombow for the same price as like the Crayola Colors of the World that has 24 different markers. Okay. June, we did bees and lavender. These are the weeklies, same as February because we're cycling. And then July, which is what we're working on right now, is this little summer vacation theme. The number of the blue used for July is 533. But one that I like even more is 553, which you can't see, but it was dead. So I chose this one, but they're very similar. 553 is the lighter version and 533 is the darker version. So if you're looking for like a super light blue, 553 is even better. Here's our cover page for July, favorite moments spread. And then we are working on the weeklies right now. Here, this is where I left off. Okay, so this page looks done for now. I mean, we gotta add the white gel pen and stuff yet, but done with yellow is what I mean. And then on these towels, she can write like a highlight from the week, a quote, a verse, whatever she wants to. We've been kind of just leaving an open box for her on all the weekly spreads because this is going to be used as a memory keeping journal, not a planning journal for her. So she didn't ask for any bonus boxes for like, you know, planning out her meals or her task list or anything like that. But we just wanted to give her some extra space to write something extra for the week. She's basically just going to use this as like a daily diary to keep track of memories. So in each daily box, she's just going to write something that she wants to hang on to from that day or whatever. And here she can just add something extra. Okay, and I realize I am getting close to being done July, and the afternoon is young, so I say we keep pushing and at least think about August. I don't know, start, plan, whatever. But August we have complete freedom over. She did not give any direction for the theme. Although, let me remind you, Janelle, she loves soft muted colors, either pastels or like muted tones. She loves pastel yellow and pink. She loves warm like greens and browns and stuff. That's kind of her vibe. So if you're suggesting any themes, think about things that would fit for Janelle. I'm going to take another quick sip here and then keep coloring. Oh, wow, Michelle. 108. Hokey Dinah. That'll be fun. Have you got them already, or did you like just order them? Sardines. We just did lemons in June, so that's not true. I was thinking of the mangoes theme. But that was neither lemons nor June, so false. We did not just do lemons in June. Who was I talking to? Bookish Cloudy on Instagram. We were talking about doing a lemons theme. I don't know why I have that in my head. Cute space theme. Oh, I had them for about a year. Okay, cool. What did I miss here? Zoe, yes, these are my own handwriting, but I cheated their stamps so that I don't need to do the small little calligraphy every week. But they are my handwriting just turned into stamps. So yes and no. Oh, thanks, Emma. Stevie, okay, and what kind of paper and markers are you writing on? Like, what brand is your journal? And, yeah, what kind of markers? Oh yeah, the little starfish. Thank you. Slowly disappear. Weird. Oh, fireflies. Oh, I forgot another starfish. Silly me. All right, I'm just trying to still let the white gel pen dry. Sydney, you're funny. Okay, but then what would I have done though, Sydney? Because I'm not gonna go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's why this is what the picture on the internet had, and I feel like that made sense, but I know it's next to is ideal. All right, I need some tea. Quick sip. Yes, Julie, this is just a white gel pen. Mm-hmm. An art theme, yes. Like with the paint palette, paint tubes, paint brushes, that's the kind of art theme that I am thinking of, which I have done. Sorry, I know I'm letting this page flap over, which is probably annoying for watching, but I'm just trying to give that white gel pen extra time to dry, but I'm not patient enough to just leave it sitting there. So I'm working on the next page, but trying to let this page dry too. Maria, I'm doing well. How are you? All right. Now, I do want to give this a second to dry before I flip anywhere at all, because this white gel pen will surely smudge. So yeah, why don't we get a poll going for next month? Okay, so the roundup. Juggling between baking and toddler and yeah, that's familiar. Okay, so let's vote for an August theme. Let's think here. So some people were saying, what are those called? Fireflies. I was gonna say dragonflies, but I knew that wasn't right. Fireflies as one option. Ice cream. Okay, fireflies, ice cream. Is fireflies too close to bees? Just, you know, another bug. I'm not saying it is, I'm just throwing it out there. We did bees 2 months ago for June. So another yellow flying bug with a little flight path, like, you know, that's my hesitation with fireflies. Wildflowers, fall theme. Faye, I don't think I'll do fall quite yet. I feel like August is a little early. I might save that for like September or October. Cafe, right? Carnival. Okay. Ice cream shop was another one, or ice cream sandwiches, ice cream, whatever. You agree it's too close? Yeah, I feel like it just might be a little bit too close for my preference. You know, if somebody asked me for both of those themes, absolutely, I would put them both in there. But when it's me deciding, I like to try not to be, you know, try to offer a little bit of variety. School supplies, sunflowers or florals. Ooh, sunflowers, that's pretty. Sardines or a stamp theme, okay. Okay, art, cafe, or fair could be, okay. So, is Caitlin, are you still here? Or another moderator, but I feel like I've seen Caitlin most recently. Okay, thank you guys for the suggestions. Well, yeah, that's the thing. There's a lot of color overlap in this journal because we use colors that Janelle specifically likes. Like she doesn't want any bright colors. So actually for her most recent journal that we did just a couple months ago for her, we used the same color palette every month, just give or take one color. So I feel like the color repeat isn't too much of an issue, but okay. Black Deer, would you mind doing a 4-option poll for maybe 2 minutes, because I'm still not totally sure what options I'll include. I'm gonna kind of like talk through it and just verbally process some options. Okay, so I feel bad, I'm sorry, but I am gonna veto the Firefly theme just because it's not just color similarity, it's flying winged yellow bugs too close, you know what I mean? So I think we're gonna ditch that one. So let's make option 1 ice cream. I don't know, ice cream shop, ice cream sundaes, whatever, something ice cream, let's do. Option 2, sunflowers. Let's do sunflowers as option 2. And can you guys help me remember which one is which number? Because I always forget that. You can vote for the one you like. Okay, option 1, ice cream. 2, sunflower. 3, 4, 5. Or just 3 or 4. Okay, let's do... How dare... I'm sorry, Stevie. And Dawn. Sunflowers, ice cream. And then sardines, stamps, carnival, farmer's market, picnic. They've all been thrown in there. I feel like picnic and farmer's market would be similar vibe. You know what I mean? So let's do option 3 is going to be picnic / farmer's market. We'll just see what kind of title page layouts we find that would work. Picnic / farmer's market. And then, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, and then 4th, sardines. You're right, I'm taking too long. Ice cream 1, sunflowers 2, picnic or farmer's market 3, sardines 4. Sorry, you guys, I took way too long, way too much of your time. Go vote quick, 5 seconds left. Oh no, I'm sorry, Jess. Did everyone miss the vote? Did I take too long? We can do another one if lots of people missed it. But, okay. Picnic or farmer's market was a pretty clear winner, but if lots of people missed, then we can redo it. Heather, oh, you started another one? Sure. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's just do it. And sorry, I was writing as fast as I could. So number 1, this says ice cream. Number 2, sunflowers. 3, picnic or farmer's market, something like that. 4, sardines. Those are the illegible options. And then we've got to figure out how we actually want to like lay out our pages here. So we'll head over to Pinterest in a second. Oh, the vote is up right underneath my name. Mama Alice, yes, that's a great point. That's kind of why I combined it with farmer's market, to take like the fresh foods, but see which direction we wanted to go to make sure it wasn't too close. Okay, now wait. I can't see the results from the most recent poll. Oh yeah, I can. Okay, still option 3, picnic or farmer's market. Alrighty then. Let's go with that. So I'm gonna head over to Pinterest and look at, it always automatically opens my Pinterest to whatever was on the little home feed icon, which is almost always hairstyles. Even though I literally wear my hair out every day. What am I trying to look for? Oh yeah, farmer's market doodles. I'm going to start in that direction because, yeah, the picnic blanket kind of flat lay would be very similar to a beach flat lay. But we could do like a little stand like this. I love that. I wish that I could just screenshot it, but apparently I can't. can't even make it bigger. Okay, well this is the same idea, but just not colored in. Like a little stand like that. Oh, whoops. Bags and baskets with like fresh food. I'm just gonna screenshot this and then zoom in on this one because I do really like how that one is laid out. As far as like, I try to find ones that will translate best to me just drawing with marker, you know, not doing outlines for everything. So I like to have something like that as a reference point. Let's see here. That's cute. What do you guys think about doing a little like farmer's market booth like that as kind of the cover page doodle? Like, and I can't actually see your comments right now because I usually use my iPad for that, so I'll check back in just a sec. Just want to do a little bit more hunting for farmers market doodles. Okay, I think we're kind of past Pinterest Prime here. That's cute. I wouldn't do the person though. I'm not a person drawer. Okay, I'm just gonna pop back into TikTok and see the booth. Okay, let's do the booth then. Oh, Sherry, I used to always do a messy bun, but it just, I feel like it made my hair's so dry. And I feel like that just made it worse. They're trying to make tomatoes the new strawberry. You're funny. Okay, so what colors shall we swatch as like our main colors for a farmer's market booth? I'm thinking we need like an orange or something in there for carrots and stuff. And maybe a green. And then obviously the brown for the booth itself, or like a beige or something, which this beige is unfortunately too dead for the, it's not up to the task. Orange, green, brown. I like that idea. I need to find kind of a soft orange though, nothing too aggressively orange because that's not Janelle's preference. Okay, we'll swatch some of these. Oh yes, tomatoes, the new strawberry. Just kidding, I love how you said that though, that's so funny. Trying to make tomatoes the new strawberry. Okay. Let me swatch some of these. Okay, so I feel like the direction that green is gonna go is gonna be 192 and 228. That's just what I am feeling. Or maybe we could put this guy in here as a candidate. So going off of those three greens, which we'll decide in the moment, I'm gonna try to find an orange that's not too bright. And that will work. Oh, that's very yellow. That's not really very orange. That's also kind of brown, not really very orange. What are you guys talking about here? I'm missing the original. Shelby, love two, but okay, I'm a little bit lost. I'm gonna be honest. Okay. Let me see here. Oops. And that's kind of brown. Okay, so orange, red, lots of greens, and okay, if I do flowers, yes. I feel like with this color palette, if we're going to orange, red, green, I don't know if I would bring in a purple, you know? I feel like I would maybe rather bring in a yellow and add like a few sunflowers or just like generic yellow flowers, you know? Veggie crate for a note section. Okay, that could work. Purple eggplant, perhaps. I'm not gonna draw every veggie under the sun. I'm just kind of picking typical colors for veggies, you know? A few key colors to use for veggies. Ooh, that's very dark, but I do like it. Also quite dark. Any flowers really? Yeah. Yeah, I might just include some sunflowers just to... Do you guys want to vote on this, or should I just kind of pick and choose from here what matches? I'm happy to throw out a quick poll if you guys want. Getting close to the end here. Yeah, I like the muted colors for the veggies too. Pick and choose? Okay. So I am for sure gonna do, I feel like these two greens, and I might even add a third darker green to complete the palette, because I know I want a lot of green in there. We definitely need brown or tan for the like little stall, which I didn't even swatch. But let me separate the colors that I'm actually using. I'm thinking maybe this one for the flowers. It's definitely not orange like what I was looking for carrots and stuff, but I might use this orange for carrots and that, what I thought was an orange before I swatched it, for flowers. And then red. Ooh, that's tough. I might do this one. It's like a nice deep, so it's not, you know, like this would just clash too much with that. So let's do that. Let's start with that as our palette, and I feel like things always get added as we just kind of naturally go through the month. But now, oh my goodness, all of my good tans are dying, or like light browns for the booth. Like this one is so dead. This one we just killed using it for everything in July. There's a little bit of life in that one, but not much. And then I'm pretty sure that all of these are already dead as well. Okay, that one has, okay, that one's got a little something, maybe. Yes. No longer with us. Wait. Also missed the garbage can, trying to throw it away. Okay, who is left for light browns? These ones are just like in a different class, you know, like these ones are very light. I feel like that had some promise. Or maybe this. Oof, no. Too green. Okay. Well, very dark. I guess maybe we'll just have to go with this and hope that it survives the month for us. Yeah, that's what I picked, Sherry. It's kind of the only contender right now. I just hope it can make it through. Yes, the weeklies done today were these. And let's get going with our title page here. I'm gonna do like a little sign over here, I think, like a chalkboard sort of sign for the monthly title, and then draw the booth kind of behind it and stuff. Okay, wait, I need to pick a couple more browns that kind of work with this because, what was this one? This was a golden, deep golden. Maybe this. Is that gonna be too dark? Okay, that can work, I think. It is kind of similar to the orange, but I feel like I don't have any other option. I would love to pull this one back out, but it's too far gone. So I think we just have to go with it and hope for the best. So I'm gonna use it here for a little like chalkboard sign, which I will write August on. This marker is also getting close to the end of its life. Will it make it to color in a chalkboard? Did kind of survive. I am also gonna add like, let me think here. A little basket kind of in front of the booth as well before I draw the actual booth itself. And I'm gonna draw the booth with a really light color because I feel like I don't have many other options, but I will try to make it stand out as much as I can. No, there's not a back to the chalkboard. It's like a stand sort of situation, you know, where it's just got legs and like a little like chain or something that goes behind. You know what I mean? That's what I'm picturing. I think I'm going to bring in a very muted blue to do the little canopy above, which I didn't really think about when we were swatching, but I think it will work with our palette just fine. Alright, and then we're gonna have some little like baskets and stuff up here. Some jars. With little like lid coverings on them. Now, what kinds of veggies am I gonna start adding? Maybe up here we'll do a few tomatoes. So I'm gonna draw just like the green, kind of top piece with a few little like vines curling out. And then down here, let's do, I don't want to do something green in here though, because you're right, it is kind of similar, hey? What should I do in there? I'll do some kind of like pickles floating in here. Might just, okay, I was gonna do carrots in here, but I might just lie a few carrots across the tabletop here, since I don't want them to get lost in that basket because the colors are too similar. So I'm just gonna do that instead. Okay, I was thinking maybe sunflowers, but I don't know. I didn't mean to color the back of this already, so these are going to be very low detail sunflowers, so don't come at me that they don't look exactly like sunflowers. They are a small part of a much bigger theme. A little bit of like a wood sort of planks going on across the stand. And then let's hop to it with our white gel pen and try to make this look a little bit more put together. I gotta add some gray or something in here. Pickle juice. Add white gel pen so they don't look too dark. Okay. And then I should have written August before I did these, because now I don't want to rub across that with my hand when I write August up on here. So I'll just be careful. We'll do A, U, G, and I'm gonna write 2026 like it's a price on here, because, you know, that's their little like bullet billboard. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. I would maybe do something underneath, but I don't really know what, so might just leave it. But I feel like Margaret Jean, I kind of want the stand to just be there. Like, I don't want to feel like I have to draw an entire scene for it, you know? I mean, I guess I could just do like some tufts of grass, but they're gonna be tiny. I'm not drawing a full scene here, you guys, because then I'm filling background, background, background. But sure, we'll do some tufts of grass. Cobblestone I feel like is too much of a commitment because I don't want to draw, like fill in every inch of the background, you know? So I'll just do little tufts and that better be good enough. All right. Good enough. All right, perfect. That's gonna be our August title page. And then beside there, let's go ahead and do, oh, thanks you guys. You're so generous. I do really like this color palette. And I'm glad we added the blue. I definitely want to bring in more of the reds and even the greens into the weekly spreads, but I feel like that blue goes so nicely with that red. Oh, thank you for the gift. Let's draw the calendar now. Let me pull up my August calendar on my iPad so that I get all the dates and everything right. August 2026 with a Monday start. I just want to check this up against my... Oh, thank you for the gifts. It's going to have 2 days on the top row. So let's do that. 3, 6. And then there's going to be a whole extra row. And then 1 day at the bottom because it's one of those months. I'm going to go this way just so that I don't risk smearing my hand across any white gel pen on the title page. And I'm going to use some of the lighter colors in this palette to do the calendar here. So maybe let's do the yellow, the green, and the blue. Let's just do those 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I like this yellow. Why? I didn't even realize it was a yellow. I thought it was an orange. I should use this more often. Oh, thanks, Dana. We chose a farmer's market theme. She gave us total freedom for August, so that was what we voted for. And we have freedom for all of the rest of the months in here actually, but the only other theme she wants us to put somewhere is a little like calico cat or kitten theme. So I had that kind of penciled in for September, no particular reason. So we could do that in September or we could put that for a different month, but every other month we get to choose the whole theme and everything. All right, and I'm not totally sure what I'm gonna do down here for notes. I might just do like a pumpkin over here and then some tomatoes over here, kind of like framing the thing. Or is pumpkin too fall? Because I don't want this to scream fall. August isn't fall yet to me. So I want to keep it like just generic farmer's market, not fall farmer's market. So maybe not a pumpkin. Yeah, pumpkin is too fall, hey? Zucchini and squash. Loaf of bread. Oh, that's cute. Oh boy. Okay, so many ideas. I want to stick with kind of our color palette that we chose, which is kind of a fallish color palette, but that's because that's some of the things Janelle likes. Carrots, bread, tomato. Okay. See, I feel like that's more like the color-wise kind of the vibe that I am looking for, I think. So I'm just going to go with it because always got to keep moving forward when you've got this many pages that aren't going to draw themselves. So let's do some little like tomatoes up over here, just a few. And then I'm gonna do a loaf of bread over here. Actually, I'm gonna do it in the light color, but I'm gonna color it a bit darker, and it's gonna be sourdough, so it's gonna be like scored. So I'm just gonna let that dry and then score it with this color. I love this red. Alright, and I just score it down the side with like a little like design like that. Okay, and then I think I'm just gonna write notes. Okay, I'm not really looking for more doodles at the moment, I don't think. I'm just gonna do like a little frame around here was my plan, and then just kind of write notes. So let's do that. Just trying to think. Actually though, it's kind of awkward to draw a frame. I was planning to draw a frame, but this day kind of gets in the way. So maybe I should do more like little doodles or flowers like around, and then just do a frame of doodles and not an actual frame. Maybe that's a better angle for this one. I'm just gonna use kind of the font that I used on the little sign there to write notes. And then, oh yeah, I could do tufts of grass again. Maybe I'll do a couple of those at the bottom here and just kind of frame this thing in with doodles and not not a box. I might just do another loaf of bread, maybe a darker one, and then have white gel pen on it, like a more of a baguette style. Okay, that's that is what we're gonna do for the notes section today. Just add some little blue swirls, and there we go. Let's see. Ashley, one of us. That's funny. Okay, I'm glad you guys like it. Alrighty, I'm just trying to decide right now if I should keep going or if I should go. I probably should go soon because my kids are gonna wake up. Well, we're gonna wake them up in about 15 minutes if they're not already awake, and then we've got a family birthday to go to. So 15 minutes for myself before they wake up would probably be the smart plan, but I always have such a hard time getting off because I don't really want to. But let me give you guys a flip through of where we're at. I think I'll just head off once we're done. I feel like it would be the wise thing to do, even though it's not always what I feel like doing, but I feel like it would be smart. So we're working on a 12-month custom bullet journal for my client Janelle. So we're working on August well, maybe you can't tell, that writing is kind of cryptic, but we are working on August. Yes, favorite moments. That was the new name of her next page. We started with January. This is for 2026. These are the weeklies we did for this little ski lodge sort of theme. February, we chose a chocolate covered strawberries theme. And these are the weeklies we chose for February. March, we chose a sushi theme with these weeklies. April, Janelle requested a mangoes theme, so this is how we interpreted that. And these are the weeklies. May, we chose this little, well, Janelle requested a Hawaiian theme, and this is what we decided to do with that. We did these little Hawaiian turtles and went back to this weekly layout from January. And then for June, we chose a bees and lavender theme. And we went with this weekly layout from February because we're kind of cycling back through every 4 months. And then July, which we started yesterday, just finished today, we did this little beach theme for her prompt summer vacation. And this is when we started doing the favorite moments page, which is what she plans to continue with through the rest of this journal. And here are the weekly spreads for July. I didn't hate March's weekly spreads, but I am really glad we changed them. This is so much cuter. And then August, wow, I love this color palette. I just turned to this page and I really was shocked by it. I like this one a lot. So August, we just voted for a little farmer's market theme. This is as far as we've gotten. And as much as I would love to stay on, I feel like probably the smart thing is to go get myself ready for this family birthday party. The watercolor markers for the water effects in May. Oh, in May, I just did Powder Blue is the name of this Zig Brushable. It's a dual tipped brush marker, so both ends are brushes. And so I used the lighter end for the like big blob, and then I can't remember honestly if I used the lighter end again and just layered it on top, or if I did the darker end. I think I must have done the darker end for these blobs, but that's what I did there. No, I'm not J Ruff. We haven't been writing the monthly title on the top since it is just a single page calendar right beside the title page. Like the title is right here, so we haven't been writing it again. August does look kind of empty though, so maybe I will. What do you guys think? Because we've just kind of been doing it if it feels like the month needs it, you know? So most months we haven't done it, but what do you guys think? It does look a little empty. And I don't really want to put doodles up there because I just kind of use the doodles for a frame. So they would be kind of floating in the middle of nowhere up there. Need something? Okay. August it is then, because I don't feel like doing doodles there. I'll just do that for up there. There we go. So that is where I should leave it today. I'm gonna take you guys down. And we don't have any orders to pack today. I just checked that. Otherwise, I would have kept myself on to do name pages and stuff. But thank you guys. Let me set you up somewhere for joining the live today. I do plan to be live again tomorrow, likely in the evening, and I'll announce it on my Instagram story. I also will be having polls up in the next couple of days on my Instagram story for things like the colors of the new journals, like the pre-made journals that I was showing earlier. I've got to choose colors for those, and I want your input on that, as well as a theme for the yearly spreads and the types of yearly spreads. So I would love to have you guys over in my Instagram stories to help me choose all those things, because I don't really want to choose them on my own, and I always appreciate your input. So please join me on Instagram for that kind of stuff, and also that's where I will let you know when I plan to be live tomorrow. I know, right, Brittany? It goes so fast. Like, I could not believe it yesterday when I had been on for 2 hours. Thank you so much for the follow. And yes, thank you guys so much for joining today. If you are interested in ordering a journal, it will be packed tomorrow on live so that you can choose your freebies, your charms, all of that. Use code LIVE50 if you do that, so that you can get 50% off. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. Ashley, that's what I did like all pandemic long, was just doodle all day making custom journals. And I mean, the pandemic sucked, but that part was great. This is from Old Navy, but years ago, so I doubt they still have it. All right, thank you guys so much for joining. I will hopefully see you again later this week.